Hey guys. Just doodling around a little bit, waiting for you guys to arrive. Ah, damn it. God, I loved that tune as a kid. Well, as a teen. And I fucking love this piano sound. It's still my favorite from Scenes from Memory Part 2. Ah, damn it! No, one of the best guitar solos ever, in my opinion. There's a live version, I think it was Dream Theater 2000 or something, with a full gospel choir and everything. One of the best performances I've ever seen. Absolutely amazing. Next is Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm afraid I can't play that. I think it's in C. And then they leave me. No. No. I mean, Queen from the back of your head with their harmonic structure. Ask Christopher Sue to do that. He he can do that probably. Can you sing now? No, you don't want to hear me sing. And it's probably pretty late here. My wife is already sleeping and the dogs are... Oh, look at that. Already asleep. So let's not wake them up. Anyway, enough of the stuff here. Let's get to work. We have stuff to do. Hey everyone, welcome to this little stream. And yeah, probably fingers crossed and toes crossed, which you can't see right now. Cheers coffee, by the way. Hopefully the last part of that little track creation with the Audio Imperia bundle. Well, for the most part. I apologized to Yen today when we were speaking on Facebook that I used Ferrum on the track. But, I mean, if it works, it works. Your family does not hear you talking? No, the talking is fine. So I am in the second floor. My wife sleeps upstairs on the third floor right now. So there is lots of space in between. and she usually does not hear me unless I get totally excited and get loud while playing. Then she may hear that, and then I usually just get a SMS on the side that says, "Sweetie, quiet." Hey Remco, nice to see you. Greetings to the Netherlands. Goedendag. Or as the Hamburgians used to say, moin. Okay, let's take a quick listen where we were yesterday and where we left off, and then take it from there and see if we can. So we have intro part 2 build up, which is not entirely done yet, as far as I can remember, and then we need to do part 3 and an ending. So let's try to write a trailer track today, or finish a trailer track today. So maybe that will be a little bit longer than the last one. I will see how tired I get close to midnight. So we have a good 2 hours to go till the day is over. Maybe we can meet this deadline. Good luck. So this is what we have. Hey Frintendo. And again, remember, all sounds are from the Audio Imperia bundle, besides these little Ferrum hits that we added. And we will likely add more for the third part. Yep, that's where we are. Can hear so much stuff that we can put in there, but well, one piece after the other, right? So, where do we start? What is happening here? Oh, that's the snare stuff. I'm looking into Studio One. What does it have that Logic doesn't? Logic. Honestly, when I built the quick load template for Logic, because I got so much demand for that, and people asked me, can you do that for Logic? I am no Logic user at all, but I had to look into Logic structure and how it's built. And honestly, why is Logic so fucking complicated, especially with the busing system and effects and all that stuff? It's ridiculous. But well, I mean, Cubase is good still as well. And Cubase will always be my first love, but right now, Studio One is a close second, because Cubase is a little bit CPU hungry at the moment. Hopefully they fix that with the version 11. So, if anyone said hi that I have not said hi to, hi everyone that I have not said hi to. Wisdom. Hey, what are these perks? Percussion is Cerberus in combination with a little bit of Ferrum. So I always said Cerberus is a cool library, but I don't know, man. I am not totally a fan of them. They are a little bit... I was talking to Jan today from Audio Imperia what my issue is, and I think I can really hardly pinpoint what it is because the quality is great, the recordings are great, but for me the sound overall is a little bit too direct. If I compare it like to Damage 2 and Hans Zimmer Percussion, that stuff is more rounded in my opinion. But I learned yesterday when I did layer it with Ferrum that actually that directness and that more hard sound works great in that trailer field. So just the percussion alone on that second part with the sound effects sound pretty decent. So that is pretty cool. So I started to rediscover and to appreciate the Cerberus percussions a little bit more again. But anyway, let's get into it and try to. I feel that I want to duplicate the horns, the first part that I want to do. And we have the 6 horns here, and they already sound really beefy. But I rather would have like a 12 horn. I want to do a fucking 12 horn chord underneath. I mean, we're talking about trailer music here, so we can go balls to the wall. So, and since we are on the bundle, I can use some Talos and not JAEGER on this one. So let's see. Maybe I'll try the... When do you stream the library TOC2? Probably on Thursday, 11 AM next week. Announcement coming later. Oh, okay, we may need the sustain. Oh, wait. These have performance patches now as well, right? Although I probably believe that the performance patch in Talos for the 12 horns is the same as in JAEGER. No, sustain is better than the performance. I don't need that initial attack node. So, sustain it is. And maybe I don't go with a full chord, not like, but rather like, no. Something like that. Playing around with the chords and maybe quieter in the first part. And I don't have any trombones yet. Why do I not have trombones? Didn't I record trombones yesterday? Okay, anyway. Till there. So that is the 12. Had a blue note in there. Do quarter notes, that's fine. Bring that back. Well, actually, let me put the... There we go. So volume is there. I can delete this guy. There we go. I want to have the whole thing, please. actually... There we go. Okay, let's have the horns go up as well. Yeah. Together with the strings. There is one odd note here. Maybe do it like this. Thorsten, the native keyboard has these buttons on top that you can assign to MIDI controllers, and pretty much on is one. You can define any way you want to have it, but on is 127 and off is 0. So with this button, wait, camera view. There we go, keyboard view. So with this button here, I can also bring in the interface so you can see it. So if we go to the ones, we see the sample start is right now at -250. And with this button, I can bring it to 0 and back to 250. So this is very handy to have that when working with the Audio Imperia libraries. Source 4, don't worry, my neighbors are all fine here. That sounds pretty decent. So. I still feel that melody here from the horns is a little bit underrepresented. Maybe we should bring that guy down a little bit. Maybe I changed that a little bit. It sounds a bit strange. Anyway, let's go for the trombones. Okay, let's try to put some trombones underneath. I gotta check the trombones together with these 12 horn chords. See how they work together. Oh, wait. No, give me the trombones. Why you know not doing this? That's why. Yep, that works. Together with the low brass. Maybe we need to tame the low brass in the beginning a little bit. Yeah, maybe not start with the full low end. We can turn that down a little bit here. My buffer is at 512. That gives me around 11 milliseconds round trip latency with my RME. Let me check, just so I don't tell BS. Audio setup 512, 11.1 milliseconds. So it's nearly not noticeable when playing live. Maybe. Yeah, I want to try something. I want to put this onto mod wheel. Record the mod wheel here. Make sure this is this is at 0. And then in the second part here, we can play around a little bit with bringing in some distortion with mod wheel. I just realized that the second part, the last part here, is the wrong notes. And the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That should come through a little bit better. I just want to hear if that chord sounds better here. Oh, ouch. No, actually that's correct. It just sounds strange. Yeah, that's better. Because it's the C major there. So, synth. Let's see. Bring that into... So, at the latest here, we can bring in some Brahms time. So let's see, either from JAEGER or from, well, maybe try, I think Talos has some sound design patches as well. I've never looked into these. Bends, drones, hard Brahms. Let's check it. Ooh. I wish for a little bit more high end here. That sounds nice. So let's take just the sound effects, record some Brahm here. What I hate this. Why I need to get rid of that key command. So I want to record there. The Brahms. I try to mix as much as I can on my own, but I am likely going to send off the stuff that I'm doing for Elements and not mix that on my for myself. But that is more the reasons because it's just a second pair of ears can help a lot. Hi Scambot, be better soon. Get some sleep. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Nice. Pretty nice. I like that. So these were the Talos Brahms, just so I know what we're dealing with here. Quantized they are. So that works. I want to add a pad. So let's see, either from JAEGER. What? Do not attempt to save. There we go. Okay, now we can play around. Okay, I need a fast attack. Need to move that inwards a little bit. Actually, I like that one more. Shorter release. So I don't want to interfere it with the bass. No. Maybe chorus? Hey Blue Oceans, welcome to the show. Nif, when you started with all this around 10 years ago, did you find all the composing and technical aspects of producing orchestral music daunting? Absolutely, for fucking sure. I was desperate because the shit that I did didn't sound the way I thought it should sound, and when I compared it to what was out there, I was very angry with myself that it didn't sound the way I heard it in my head. It's a process. It just takes time. So I want to put that underneath. Oh fuck. Sorry, it needs to come in here. That was bad. My bad. So the knob I'm turning here is just the volume of the patch. I just want to... I think technically I could also leave it at default. No, that's not reacting to CC11. So, yeah, I'm just playing around with the volume here. Okay, let's record that again. And yeah, try to keep the volume somewhere between 75 and 95. How are you liking JAEGER? Lately I've heard a lot of positive things, but in the past people complain about the sound of the room reverb. I cannot say anything bad about it. I love the sound of JAEGER. It's perfect for trailer music. I actually prefer the way that the room is very dry or very direct, so there is not much room noise. And in the new update, you get the modern mix and the classic mix, and they both sound wonderful. And if you want to do your own stuff, you have 4 mic positions to choose from. So I really love that sound. That was pretty nice. little blue note there. A happy little accident. Let's delete it. Because it's not a fucking painting. So we can get rid of it. So quickly, let's check the synth section on its own. That's pretty bold. I like that. I want to do something to the synth stem. So that means we are here. So what I'm doing here is just compressing the whole synth stem a little bit. That's already too much. I really just want to tame the peaks a little bit. And I don't raise the volume, so it's fine to bring the level down a little bit. I just want to make sure that it's a little bit more like the spikes that you have going on, that we kind of even that out a little more so that we have more of a sound waltzed, but very subtle. Hey, the baby lord. Source 4, I get this actually asked a lot, and people ask me, how do you separate and why does it sound so clean? I think that because when you watch my streams, you realize that I actually don't do that much mixing to the stuff. I strongly believe that the most mixing happens in the arrangement already. So the sound choices you make and little bits here and there, lots of low cutting and getting rid of mud that you don't need, that helps a lot. So on the synth, I cut away quite a lot of low end. On the synth pad, I think on the pad I left quite a bit in there. So, but the only thing that's really rumbling around on the low end is that synth bass. And then it's just a question of levels between these. Oh wow, you're preparing for bushfires. I mean, we are here pretty good, so I haven't seen any fires around us close, but Northern California looks pretty bad already. They have more area burning than the whole last year already, and it is not even fire season. So I'm not really looking forward to the next 2-3 months. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we are close to the coast, so there's not that much stuff around here that can burn. But I mean, we are very right next to a canyon, right behind our house, and they cleaned it up during the summer. So they took out all the underwood and all that stuff. But yeah, you never know. I mean, one spark can be enough. So yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't get worse, and actually it gives some rain in September or something, which is very unlikely, unfortunately, in California. So I just want to check the sound effects, the synth with the together with the percussion. I am in California, baby lord. I am from Germany, yes. So that sounds pretty reasonable. Sorry, gotta listen to... giving you a hard time here, but I'll have to listen to the whole thing again. When I write, I often do that. So I think most time I actually lose by listening through the whole track again and again and again. Morning, 7. Morning 007. 6. Baby Lord, thanks. Why did I move to California? Well, a few reasons. Obviously, wanted to try to get closer to the actual industry of the industry I'm working in. And, well, the weather obviously was another reason, because Germany kind of 9 months a year, the weather sucks. At least there where I lived. And yeah, overall, I was here often with my wife on holiday and everything, and we kind of always felt we just really liked it here. So it's overall just pretty nice. I mean, it's fucking expensive, but it's nice. So we are 10 minutes from the coast, and I always wanted to live close to the beach or something. So that's nice. So what do you say? I recently stumbled on Singer Maker's kick tweak, and that makes kicks bang. I love the presets. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do live in California since 2 years now. But yeah, as I've said, it's we are still pretty good here. So last year when there was fire season, there was one fire like over the next mountain which lit the night. But we directly were not affected, thank God. And so this year we will see how it goes. I guess this fire season will be harder than last year. So is it helpful as a composer to live in the USA? This is a question that I cannot say no to. Of course, well, not USA necessarily, but close to LA or close to New York, for example. Helpful for sure. Is it necessary? That is a different discussion. And especially, I mean, with all that shit going on in the world with COVID, Daniel James recently mentioned that in his last stream, I think, where he talked about the fact that he moved to Los Angeles for the meetings and for meeting people and all that stuff, which is kind of the same. I'm in a little bit of a similar situation. I moved here to meet the people that I work with and to meet people from the industry, because, I mean, it's nowhere more likely to stumble upon someone in a bar who is like a director or colorist or is in any kind of way connected to the industry that we're working in. So it's very easy here to make connections, which were not going to happen in that 5,000 soul city south of Berlin, where I used to live in Germany. If you told someone there you do music for Hollywood, you were kind of like an alien. So it's much more likely to meet people here and to get into connections, or when you have kids here and they make friends, and suddenly the dad of one of your kids' friends is a director, and you get in touch. So the connecting points are just much more given to meet people and to network. So that is a big plus. So with all the COVID shit going on, that is completely out of the equation right now. So what is left? The weather, of course. So I like California. It's very nice here. And it is helpful. Necessary, I would not necessarily say so, unless you are in a position. There are some jobs that you can't do if you're not here. So, for example, 2 years ago, I was asked to, I think now I can say that, I was asked to do a custom pitch for a Star Wars trailer back then. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? I'm not really sure. That was 3 years ago, because at the time I did not live here. And I went to the trailer house, and they explained the situation. So you would be working directly with a trailer editor. So it was really a custom job, and you need to be here because no single 1 or 0 of their digital content would leave the door. So there is so much secrecy and top secret and NDA business going on. They would never give a single frame of that trailer out of the house. So you need to go into the house, sign an NDA, put your photo ID, then you meet with the trailer editor and talk through what they need, maybe bring an edit that they try to align. I didn't get the job in the end, so that's another thing. And these are the types of jobs that you can only fulfill if you are here, if you're present in person. But on the other hand, these jobs are also not like they're falling from the trees. So it's every once in a while you come across these high-profile opportunities, which then again not always work out. So Remco, what do you say? We have a rich music industry in the Netherlands. Are you in for co-producing Armin van Buuren? You can move back to Europe. Yeah, that's true. I mean, every country has some sort of industry, more or less, where you can try to get a foot in the door. Obviously, some countries less than others. But where was I? When people ask me, is it necessary to live in LA as a composer? I can only say, only when you kind of are in an advanced position in your career already, if you're on your own. If you're like in your early 20s and want to get an internship position, you're just fresh out of university or something like that, and you don't have any family restrictions or anything like that, then it might be something worth considering. And you can always find like well, not a cheap, but you can find a shared room or something for maybe 1K a month if you look closely. And so that is possible, but LA is definitely tough, that's for sure. And with the possibilities of today, you can also communicate and connect a lot online. But then again, it doesn't replace meeting people in person. So if you don't live here, at least I would recommend to, like, obviously not right now, but generally, like, fly in 1-2 times a year to meet people. 1K for a shared room? Yes, that's the bottom end. I mean, you find cheaper areas as well, but you may not want to live there. But usually, if you look at a 2-bedroom apartment, anything between 2.8 to 4.8K, kind of. It's not San Francisco yet, but LA is expensive, that's for sure. I want to check something in the strings here. It still feels a little bit empty. I think there was also... Okay, so we're gonna put the same MIDI data onto the strings too. And let's see, when we second violins, we have that. We keep the first one down, but the second one I want to put an octave up. So then we have so quickly let's check just the strings. Ouch! What did I do? Damn it, that should be there. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see how that sounds all together. Actually, I want to turn that around. I want to have the second violins play the low part. And the first violins have the octave above. Maybe it's even better when I keep that at G. Right now, currently, I don't have any hardware synth. I used to have that Behringer DeepMind 12, but I sold it. And I was actually thinking of the Behringer Poly D. But right now, I don't really see a need for a hardware synth. And I mean, what ticks me off the most is like you need to record it in real time and stuff like that to make the best use of it. And in that time, I have just done 2 more MIDI tracks with other instruments, you know. Kind of, it's great for playing around if you want to lay your hands on some knobs. But I don't feel that I'm missing them right now. But at some point I will bring in some hardware toys just to have some fun. Why is that one so quiet? maybe try this. That's better. You started out, did you go all in or did you work a side job while you made your way into the production music? Well, production music came a little later, and I did have something else. So I was doing in 2010, 2011, that was when my son was born, I was doing web design actually in a company. And before that, I was a freelancer with web design, and when I got kicked off the company, I needed to go back, and my son was born, so went back to web design, but kind of asked myself, okay, what are you going to do? And I said, okay, let's try to give music one more shot. And that was right around the time that Facebook came up in Germany. And I kind of used that as a tool from the get-go to network and get to know people and get in touch with people, and started doing some music on Audio Jungle. That was the first one. And back then, the track sold for, I think, $11 was the first thing back then per track. Looking back from perspective today, I still I don't abolish it. There is a market for that stuff as well, and there's enough people out there who just are willing to pay like $11 instead of $1,000 for a license to use for a YouTube video. So the market is fine. I understand the concept, how it works, even if it's overcrowded now. But yeah, I started there, and I still remember the feeling when I sold my first track, and was so happy because I realized, okay, someone out there in the world is willing to pay $11 to use a track of yours that you've written in whatever type of project. Back then, you didn't know who bought it and what it's used for, etc. And so that was the start. And I still did some web design on the side, and I had some clients still to pay the bills. But then it didn't take long. It was 3 or 4 months. And then I was able to switch to music full-time because I made some sales on Audio Jungle and got to know people on Facebook. That brought me into my first music library in New York. And then I wrote a lot for Could Be Entertainment, and then, yeah, placements for America's Next Top Model and stuff like that. That's where I started. And then 2012, I was in LA and got in touch actually with Aegis from Really Slow Motion. He wasn't, no, that was not in LA, that was in London. I was, 2012, I won. That was a fun thing. There was the Driven Creativity competition from GTech, developer of hard disks. And they had this, like, I don't know if they still do it. Back then they had this competition, a Driven Creativity competition for film, photo, and music. And I took part in 2012, and I actually won Best Track in Music Professional, and they had this exhibition in London, November 2011, I think that was. And so on Facebook, again, I asked if I was alone back then. I needed to go alone to London, and asked if anyone is willing to come with me, if I know anyone in London who wants to come. And Aegis back then, at that time, lived in London before he moved to LA. And he said, well, I have time, let's go together. And I went there with Aegis. It was a fun event and all the bells and whistles. And he told me about his plans to set up a company called Really Slow Motion, and asked me if I would be willing to write something for him. And I provided 2 tracks for the first Really Slow Motion album, Cosmogony. And from there, I got to know Guillermo from Dos Brains. And then I kind of slipped into that LA scene for trailer music and trailer writing and stuff like that. So that's how it started. And yeah, obviously for the last line, we need to put Meretta on top. There is no way around it. So let's duplicate. That was, I think that was the sustain patch we had here. Yeah, so I want to duplicate that. and then do the legato R. Legato R, there we go. Turn off the reverb here. So delete this. Just gotta figure out what we need to put there on top. Toast, my kids should be here by now. So the plan was for them to live here in California starting this summer for at least for a year. And then came COVID. Fucking thing. So we pretty much, they have their visas and everything ready. We pretty much wait for the travel ban to be lifted so I can finally fly over and get them here. So yeah, waiting for this shit to pass so I can get my kids here. Yeah, let's try that. That sounded pretty nice. That track delay back. Why is it not doing this? Because the track is not a -250. Fucking hell. And that reminds me of the fact that the ooh legato is also not on -250. So I need to put that information down. Yeah. So, and then on -250. Just want to make sure we have... Yeah, that sounds better. Baby Lord, yeah. My thing is, I think there are just so many families affected by this whole situation that's going on in the world. I mean, I hate to quote Trump, but you have to say it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, and we can only hope and wait for this thing to pass and then move on. Until then, we just gotta make the best out of what we have. I think I could even push the push the button here, push Mereda to the high E there. And I definitely want to have a vocal preset here. Do I have a Mereda preset in my JAEGER template? Yay! I have. Thanks so much. I feel that we can push that even a little more in terms of volume. So I'm gonna do this and move that down. I say 110 should be good. Yeah, I want to have that as legato. The presets, they are... No. I didn't do a preset bank for the JAEGER template. I can do that. I can definitely make the presets available within the JAEGER template. So whoever buys the JAEGER template gets the presets as well. That is not Voice of Me page. It's not Sound Iron. It's the Mereda Legato vocal patch that is contained in JAEGER. So Mereda Solvit, singer of Two Steps from Hell, and or most known for being the singer and voice of Two Steps from Hell. Or not voice of Two Steps from Hell, but she has sung on a lot of tracks of Thomas. And they sampled her for JAEGER. One of the best vocal sampled vocal patches that I've ever encountered. And so Remco, do you have the JAEGER template? The JAEGER template has I didn't provide the Slate bank, but the presets are in the demo. I want to push that a little further. I want to put... We're going to do this. I'm not sure how that's going to sound. Thomas Bergersen, second half of Two Steps from Hell, and the other one is Arne Andersen. Funny enough, Arne has a similar writing style to Thomas, so Arne from Evident is a great composer as well. Dig his stuff a lot. So anyway, I leave you to listen to the whole thing quickly because I just gotta get rid of some lemonade. See you in a moment. Well, with Mike, we will hear more. Okay, I'm currently thinking of where we go with the third part. So I feel that that second build-up is kind of coming to an end, or at least getting where it should get. I feel that the riser is still a little bit. The riser could be better. So that is. We used this guy. And apparently there is no audio because we have that audio volume automation going on. So might be better to go here. Remco, thank you very much. So you went out. So yeah, Dog is awake? Oh yeah. The other one. Oh, damn, you guys can't see that. I would so love to show you this. I can take a photo and show it to you. You will not believe. Cookie. His sleeping positions are insane. So apparently, I gotta switch. Switch here. No, here. Come on. That's how he sleeps. Sweet little baby. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let's go back here. So what I want to do is I actually want to bring that to 0 and want to go out of range and just render that to audio. Okay, we have that, and now we say event bounce to new track. Okay, done. So now we have that riser. I can delete this, and now we have another riser as audio. That can also turn up a little bit if I need more. And for now, I wouldn't worry too much about that pumping sound. Maybe I do, I don't know. Well, first of all, let's bring that back down. It was pretty loud. Back to 0. So I want to fade that in, and I want to have that come in a little earlier. So let's see both risers together. I could do the triplet on the last one here as well. Maybe the riser is not the perfect fit. So I will go out of my way and just fucking not use Audio Imperia for this. let's go. Go to Ava Instinct samples. Why are these also short? Okay. Other plan. Let's get rid of this. Delete remove track. Well, let me follow up here. Hollywood Orchestra, okay. It seems to me that whatever the library, it's more the composition that makes a good track. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, it's the composition is good. The library doesn't need. I mean, don't use a Sound Blaster 16. It may not sound as good, but true words were never spoken. Thorsten, using the render on plays is even more handy when assigned to a CC button. In Cubase that works. Not sure if Studio One can. Not sure if it can with the MIDI CC, but you can definitely put it on a quick command and use it with the Stream Deck. So that's possible. Remco, to be sure, can I save the instrument presets for the mix rack also for using with other libraries and templates? Yes, pretty much. So Remco, just as an explanation, what I did not do is provide an extra bank. So the one that I have here, you will not find in the download, but I can send that to you if you want to. So I can send you an email with an update for that. But you can also go into the template, open it up, and save the individual. So when you go to the first strings, for example, in the JAEGER demo that you have in your download, then you can go to the virtual mix rack. It will maybe not say CTO template, but it will say string violin 1. It should at least. And then you just say save as, can create your own new bank. Just name it my bank. Then if you don't even know for what library that actually is, you can save it as JAEGER string violin 1 and say okay. So and then next time you load it, you have my bank and then the preset there, but I can also send you the JAEGER preset bank. I didn't use as much as on the Nucleus template though. On the Metropolis Arc template, sorry. So the Metropolis Arc template has way more preset, but that's more due to the fact that JAEGER just sounds fucking great out of the box. So that was the preset bank for Metropolis Arc. Did a little bit more there. Anyway, let's get back cracking. Where were we? I wanted to do the riser. There we go. So we have the second riser here. And, well, since I'm not happy with what I get in Audio Imperia, there is good stuff. And I haven't even... Well, no, let's be fair. I haven't even checked the stuff in Legacy. So let's see if we find some other risers here. What do we have? Event Horizon has no risers. Dark Dimensions has risers. Let's see what we have here. I mean, this is cool stuff, but it's not the sound that I have in mind for this track. So there was some stuff in here. Rises in hit textures. Although this is all cool, it's not, fuck me, the sound that I'm looking for. Okay, long story short, I am going to use the good old trusty FMG Ascendance. That's not gonna disappoint. Why is there so much background noise going on? I think that's coming from outside. Trumpet of Death. First of all, fucking great username. My mixes always sound muddy. Yours sound so clean. Make them less muddy. Literally. If your mixes are muddy, you're likely leaving too much low end in individual tracks. So look for tracks where you really need the low end, and for tracks where you don't need it to still get the sound of the character of the instrument. If the character stays the same even when you take out up to 120, 140 hertz, then take it out because you don't need it. And the more stuff you leave in there, the more it adds up and sounds muddy in the end. And you got to be very careful. We had that on the last Listen to Your Tracks session. A lot of time you got to be very careful with your 400 to 600 hertz range. That is the one that that tends to sound boxy and just not good. So since this is synced, there's 4 bars. I could do this. Let's see. I don't know if the string one is the correct one, but we gotta start somewhere. So give me the sound effects alone. So I'm gonna do the same that I did on the first riser with the audio automation. With the volume automation. I'm going to do the same thing on the SFX riser as well. So I am going to add an automation for volume. I'm going to paste that. So that should be fine. Good morning, Karsten. Going in from here again. So let's see, maybe that works. The cool thing is now we can also change the second riser and easily just look for a different preset if that doesn't work or sounds too non-convincing. I'm just realizing if I'm looking on YouTube, we actually have some retracted messages. Oops. Yeah, there is a filter in there in the chat that I think I haven't even set up myself. I think that's the standard setting for the chat. So you can't really put the bad B and F word. Can't write that in the chat. It will automatically be held back. There was a question, I overread that. Sam Laurie, do you have some tricks about balancing tracks? A basis of works is such type of effect rather... Wait, what? Do you have some tricks about balancing tracks? A basis of work is such type of effect rather at such and such volume? I'm not sure I'm following. Or just the ears and the master and different balancing each time. In my template, in my old template where I had Remco, we'll do that in a second. Thanks for reminding me. In my old template, in my big template, everything is pretty much pre-balanced, so I don't need to worry much about balancing sounds. But I felt overall, I mean, that's why I did this quick load template, for example, that I'm working in right now, where I don't have any preloaded sounds, but load the sounds as I need them, but also at the same time have a quicker and faster selection of or quicker access to the sounds that I actually have available on my system. So when I say I need an acoustic guitar, click that open. I don't even need the fancy contact browser. So not this thing on the no, wait. Not this thing on the side here. So the quick load helps me to determine, okay, I need a guitar, need an acoustic guitar. What do I have on guitar libraries on my system? And then I can look, okay, let's try the, no, don't want that. Native instruments, let's go with the strummed acoustic, for example, or with the Chocolate Audio Raw. Maybe let's do this. So, well, it's not an acoustic guitar, but you get the idea. So, and that way, my quick load helps me to load the sounds as I need, and then I actually go into balancing for every track new. So I balance as I write, so to say. And I actually like that process more than having a pre-balanced template, because it allows me to not rely on the sound that I always have, but actually try new stuff, try new combinations, and load maybe some libraries that I didn't even, well, or wasn't anymore aware that I had them on my system. That since I use this kind of template, it happens a lot. Talking about which, if you're interested in that type of template, you can head over to store.composingtutorials.com, because I have that actually, I sell that. So it involves a little bit of work on the user end, because you need to set up your quick load database. So when you get the template, what you get is pretty much the quick load database all set up with these two folders. So you get all these 13 folders here, all these folders here. But once you get that, all this will be empty. So you need to go through your own libraries and need to drag in your own libraries, because I cannot provide that for you, because I definitely have no idea what libraries you have on your system. But once this is set up, so it's a one-time painful process, but once you went through this, it speeds up the workflow so much. And the great thing is that it really works for lower tier systems as well, because you don't have a huge template loaded right away, and all the routings and send effects and everything is all preset up. So you can really get going into writing. In a lot of my recent streams, I explained that I love to work with the virtual mix rack, because it is just extremely efficient on computer memory or computer on computer CPU. So I can run, what is it, 150, 160 tracks. No, right now this one is 78, but the JAEGER template that I sent out is like 160 tracks, and it's 160 instances of virtual mix rack, and it's extremely reliable and efficient on CPU. So I love to work with that because you have everything in one place. You have your compressor, your EQs, your low cuts, you have some more sound shaping tools, you have these preamps where you can add a little bit of drive to the sound. It's very analog sounding. So my go-to tool for mixing, you see a lot of times that I use that. And so yeah, regarding your question, I rather prefer to come up with a mix or with a balancing decision on the go. So yeah, check out the quick load template, or if you're interested, I have some other templates on my shop available as well. One for Metropolis Arc, one for Nucleus, and now freshly released for JAEGER. Every template also comes with a, well, not the quick load, but the library specific templates come with a full produced demo track that you can analyze and can check that out. Torsten, there was an update of Nucleus, and if you don't have yet an email, you will get that. So they are still in the process of sending that out. But if you can wait and want to get the new update before you get an update email, you can get this. If you look at, where is the link? There's a long thread on VI control, of course, with the Audio Imperia update and everything going on. But Audio Imperia posted a kind of a little manual how you can upgrade even when you have not gotten your update yet. And that is pretty much, you need to kick it out of the registry and so pretty much tell native access that it's not installed anymore, and then when you reinstall it, installs the new version. It's a full re-download though, so be aware of that. And it's not compatible with old versions, so I updated the here's the info. Delete the 1.0 version from your system. 1.1 requires a full new download. So I just sent you the link. Read through it. There you can update before you get the email, or you just wait for the email and update then. You should have it in the next couple of days. So, where were we? Remco, thanks so much for ringing my bell. I appreciate it a lot. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that the other templates, Nucleus, Metropolis Arc, and JAEGER, come with a fully produced track that you can analyze, mixing decisions and stuff like that. And there you go. New templates on the work. There's more stuff coming. And yeah, if you want to have more, there is a bundle option in the shop. So you can get, I think if you have 3 products, you get 30% off or something like that. So yeah, go ahead, leave your money there, much appreciated. If you don't want to buy something on the shop, you can still support me on Patreon. The link is in the description of the video below. Thanks to all my patrons out there. And there are some nice perks that only patrons get. Just had some calls with some of my patrons because the $30 and $60 tier involve a personal one-on-one session once a month. So we can talk about your music and how we get you going. I do this. And if that is still not an option and there's no money left to spend and you cannot support me with that, you can still support me with a hit on the subscribe button and maybe push the like. That always helps. And there's also a link to my Discord server where you find lots of nice people, talk shop and talk music and just hang around and have a good time. So that is another way that you can stay in touch when we're not live. I think that is enough about self-promotion now. Let's get back to making music. Just want to listen to the full second part, and then let's at least sketch out the third part. I kind of feel, thanks Pierre, appreciate it. I kind of feel that we could, I mean, since I had the guitar loaded, we could put some guitars underneath that second part here. So let's see what we can do. Some trailer guitars. No, not multi-sample, I use simple loops. Yeah, that's better. So I really want to have, so for this, I think I can use a I have a guitar preset on that. Okay, so that's fine. Let's add a little bit of room. Maybe just a tad of delay. No, a little more. It's gonna be tough to find the right volume balance there. I don't want to go too low, so I mean the guitar goes pretty low. But I don't want to go so low. Don't want to do full-blown metal here, but let's see. This sounds very much shit on its own. But I think it's good enough for the hits and for the support there to sound better than having the straight rhythm running with it. So I am very much aware that this sounds shit on its own, but together with the rest, I think this works. And also what I want to do is make the volume all the way up. Oh, come on, delete everything and move this up to, let's say, 114. Hey, Paul! Dompro, if you have an old Jaeger and haven't gotten an email yet from Audio Imperia, then you can update to version 1.3. I just posted a link a little bit further above. So if you haven't gotten an email yet and still want to update, then you need to follow the process that is described in this link. Funny enough, Paul, there's actually your post on VI Control that I'm linking here. But be aware that the new version of Jaeger is not compatible with the old version. So if you have other tracks already on your system that use the Jaeger 1.2, the old version, you need to keep the old version on your system somewhere else. I mean, you can keep it on an HDD, for example, and if you load a project that has the old Jaeger files, you can load it, point it to the old folder, and then replace can be replaced with the new patches. But if you have a lot of projects with the old Jaeger 2 patch, with the old Jaeger version, I would definitely suggest to keep a copy of that on your system to pinpoint your projects to that folder. So that sounds pretty rad. I love that guitar sound in there. Yay! That was a good decision. So, but I need to bring it down a little bit. It's a little bit up front. It's still too loud, so we need to move it down a little bit. I don't want to I want to have that effect with this guitar, like it is there and something is missing when you mute it, but you don't necessarily say, oh, there's a guitar in the background. It's still very audible, but that's fine. It's a fine line to find the correct balance. Someone messaged me today, like he got the Metropolis ARC template and he wanted how I actually do the panning and volume and everything, because all the faders are at 0 and everything sits at center. So in case you were wondering about that, usually I make my mixing decisions with panning and volume and everything directly in MIDI. So usually my mixer looks like this, like all the faders at 0 and all this on center, because I do it right in the MIDI. Because if I do it here, it saves me, I mean, it's easy here because I could jump to the channel directly in view. But it just, I don't know, I just work that way. It's easier for me and faster for me to have that directly in MIDI. So, and you can hear, so the guitar alone sounds shit because there's no round robin or anything. But it works together. Actually, I can even shorten that. But it works together with the hits. So I just don't want to have the 8th notes guitar running underneath the triplets. There will be a little bit of a like rhythm clash when you have da 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 da. So it's like 4/3. And this alone sounds shit, but in the mix, you will never recognize that. So when we have... So I'm fine with that, even if it sounds shit alone. Remember, it does not need to sound good on its own. It needs to sound good in the mix. Fine with me. Yeah, I think that guitar adds a little bit of the oomph that was missing in the second part there. So, one more time, the whole thing, and then we do part 3. Hopefully. Carlson, trust me, this stuff will never replace real guitars. I mean, rhythm, some stuff you can get away with. But solo guitar, no way. Unless you spend hours and hours and hours on programming it. Yeah, it really sounds like you chopped a guitar recording, which it technically is. It's a chopped guitar recording. So I think it works. And I want to put a... Sometimes you gotta think a little bit outside the box. I want to put a little bit of a surprise element here. I don't want to end this section with a hit. Like the typical stuff, da 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 whoosh. So, but change that up a little bit. So I want to put the hit on the 3 actually there, and with Ferrum, just put to no, actually, I want to put that on the 2. So just doing 2 notes here. Yeah, that one. So I want to have 16th straight, please. Step record So I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but let's see. So we come in. Okay, no, we do this. Triplet, triplet. So doing turn that off. So then we need, oh god, is that 30-second triplets? Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So I don't want to have the big hit on the one directly after, but a little later, just as a little bit of a surprise element there. I think that works a little better than just having a plane on the one. It's sometimes the little things that I want to copy that over to the percussion. See, hey leveler. I'm going to use the upper one. Putting that all on the same note. There we go. What do you have on your master bus? Pretty much nothing, just the virtual mix rack, which is just a mix bus right now, and level meter, just to check in the levels every now and then in between. Nothing else. So pretty much the 2 bus is not treated at the moment. But I feel that I could bring down overall the sound effects hits. Actually, these should be a little quieter. A little bit up front. In the end, when my master bus gets too loud, I would bring these down even more, or maybe just on the groups. Sometimes that helps too. So I could go to my groups, or my stems better. Go to my stems, here, strings to sound effects, and just bring that down 1, 2, 3, like 2 dB. So we are not hitting the master as hard. So when I go here, oh, I hear something. I want to change something in the snare. Dum, brum, bum, bum, bum. So first of all, this is going to be 16th. No, that's 30 seconds. Then we don't need this. Then we can do the triplets. Okay, let's see. Just that part alone. Can bring these down a little bit overall. And copy them over to the toms. There we go. And toms can be a bit louder. Could even fill in a short downer here. Maybe try that. Do you plan to put this demo/template in your store? I cannot really answer that right now. Do we have a downer already? Yeah, we had one here. Yeah, I just want to use that 2, 1, 2. Just to fill it out a little. Sam, I have to think about that if I can and want to put that demo on the... Maybe I think I can put that on pay. Well, at least I said that already. So this track will be available for patrons. So that is something that I am gonna do. And as far as I know, it is the $15 a month tier that enables you to get access to project session data. And yeah, technically it will be $15. Can I give the Patreon link? Yes, I can. So it is in the video description, but if you're looking at it from the chat perspective, then you are going to need this link. Carsten, happy grocery shopping. There you go. See you later. Yeah, Paul Ferrum is out of this world. The sound is plain amazing. I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about spicing things a little up and just don't put the big hit on the one and have the breakdown and everything, but just do a little bit different things there. I'm even thinking of doing this. No. Not doing this. It needs a hit. Yeah, I mean, when I write this type of music, trailer type music, I try to imagine like cuts in movies. Sometimes I even take a friggin' trailer from kind of big blockbuster or something, Lord of the Rings or whatever, anything action related. Mute the sound and just let the pictures run with it, and see if that sounds any good. Or looks any good. And sometimes that really works out pretty well. Let me duplicate that. I want to try something. I want to layer something in. Okay, let's try something. And then we say randomize the key sequence. No, actually what we want to do is double tempo. It will sound shit now. So I'm gonna do full, gonna do 2. How do I do? Oh, that doesn't work. I cannot do. Oh, it works. I can do this. Yeah. And now I can say randomize. So I'm just cycling through the key sequences to find something that may support the rhythm there. That was actually not bad. I like that one. So what was it? F. It was F3. Let's find out. I think the first C was the best one. Turn that down a little bit. Maybe give it a little bit of nastiness. Not that much. Maybe try tape saturation. I want to add a high pass filter. Just getting rid of a little bit of low end. Do you sometimes listen to old music that you wrote and feel something is missing or something you would change? That is the exact reason why I try to avoid to listen to old music, because I would totally try to do something else with it and remix it and do it differently. Okay, let's see what that sounds like on top of the other stuff. I think that works pretty well. So let's see. First with, then without. With, solo. I think that works really well underneath. I think we even, how often can you say I think? We don't even need the last hit there, because we have the big hit. So we only do that way the big hit has more room. Maybe we don't need the swoosh there. Oh yeah, that has even more impact. Okay. Save. That took longer than I expected. Unfortunately, I think that I think that we need to do part 3 tomorrow. Okay, then it's going to be a 4-part video, not a 3-part. Well, yeah, good stuff takes time. Hopefully, it's going to be good stuff in the end. Let's quickly just slam something on the master and give it a little bit of, well, not a master, but a little bit more cohesive sound. So that's my go-to for gluing things together. And then I would put in, let's be lazy, just a little bit of Pro L2 to derive the output a little bit. Not much, really just gently. Don't want to do mastering at all. So this is what it sounds like right now, with a little bit of 2-bus treatment. I instantly realize we should have an sub boom in the beginning. Let's add that. Where do we have the booms? Did we already have any? No, we don't have any booms. Then let's use one. Dark Dimension booms. These are all pretty dark. Let's try these. Okay, let's go with this one. That one is fine. Volume. Nah. This one, the first one. I think again. Need to have it longer. Okay, let's see. We can repeat these guys. Well, at least the first two. Okay, again, sorry for that, but at least let's make sure that part 1 and 2, so intro and build up, are done. So when I jump on that tomorrow, I can really get into part 3 and the climax. Yup. I kind of feel that works. You can also quickly check check the, what is it called, tonal balance control. Can quickly check the overall balance of the cue when we say, okay, bass heavy is fine. I guess we are still a little bit too bass heavy on this one, especially with the hits, but let's give it a quick check. Funny enough, we are lacking a little bit high end. Wouldn't have suspected that. And see this here? That area. The boxiness. So we need to tweak the individual instruments more to tame that area a little bit. It's mainly the strings. So even when I go to the stems, and I think we should already be able to tame that a little bit when we look at the strings. Actually, I want to try the SSL for this one. Right around 530 with a very steep Q factor, so more narrow curve instead of a bright one, wide one. That's the frequency. That frequency. I think we can even bring it up a little. And therefore rather give it a little bit of high-end shine. So again. But for the high end, I would not take the SSL. I would actually rather and we are starting to sound very synthy and artificial, but for that kind of track, it's actually better because you get this hyped up. You could even slam an OTT on top with very subtle settings. But I don't think we need that. But when you compare the sound of that was it before. And especially when I do that, when the full mix is running, when you listen to it back and forth, turning the EQ there on and off, you will hear a drastic difference. Hear that difference? It makes more room for the other instruments as well. That looks way better than before. We are not totally there, but that looks way better than before. Yeah, exactly. That honk went away. And that honk is one of the most critical frequencies in any mix, because it's really like this 400 to 600 hertz range can get so annoying so fast. And when you have a lot of sampled instruments, you tend to have a lot of buildup in that range. That's what I talked about in the last listening to your track streams as well, because kind of sampled instruments tend to build up in that range significantly. So I actually would try to see if we can reduce that in the brass a little bit as well. Although that is not as bad there, but if I'm not really sure what frequency it is, I rather take the Pro Q and take a closer look at the frequencies. Yeah, but it is this one. Well, actually it's two. This 800. These two I would take down a little bit. Let's listen again. Somewhere here I would take out a little bit as well. Okay, and for the brass, actually what we can do is a little bit of a cheat code for the brass session. Slam OTT on top. Don't change any setting, just bring it to like 9 to 12%. No more. Very, very subtle. And overall, what I would do, because there's a lot of dynamic movement in the brass here, a lot of jumping back and forth, I still would put a compressor on it to at least tame the peaks. I really just want to see the needle moving to like -1, -2, not more. That just helps to glue it together a little bit more. So let's listen to the whole section again, see if it sounds a little better than before. Sounds a little better. Let's check it all together. I like that. That sounds pretty cool. So I think that is a good starting point to keep going with that tomorrow. I want to throw the L2 off the mixer track. First of all, it introduces a bit of latency, so it's tougher to play live with that thing on. So let's remove the L2. Obviously, I mean, it shouldn't have done too much to the sound. So without the L2, it's still pretty similar in volume. And we are still looking at like -4 to -3 on the master, so there's enough room. And I could bring down the stem groups another 1 or 2 dB if we're hitting the red. Reverb, for the most part, is I have a 3 effect system. First one is Valhalla Vintage Verb with a medium room preset. The second one is pretty much just a regular stereo delay, and the third one is Eventide Black Hole as an effects reverb where it's needed. Tomorrow, pretty much, I guess, same time. I mean, these night sessions happen rather irregularly, but that, I leave you into the night. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you soon.